Good morning, everybody. My name is Stephen Othony, and this is Othony's Radio, where this week I'm going to be talking about the absolute monster that is procrastination, what I've let it do to me, and how I plan on beating it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to get right into the video. Honestly, I don't really know what to say. I mean, quick announcements. No streams this week. Read anomalies at authony.com/anomalies. The usuals. I don't know. I don't really know if there's going to be any extra people watching this video who are trying to battle procrastination on their own. I'm just going to assume that everybody who's really gotten this far, based on what I've seen recently from my average watch time, I'm going to assume that everybody's either a fan of mine or is really, really interested in trying to figure out how to battle procrastination. And honestly, I am right there with you because it is now almost July, and 2 months ago, I dropped out of college to pursue what I'm doing right now. And the big thing is, like, when I told people that I was going to school to be a creative writing major, everybody I told was like, you're gonna want to come up with a backup plan just in case that doesn't work out, or you'll be stuck flipping burgers at McDonald's. It's like a big one I heard a couple times. And honestly, they're right. So I decided to come up with 5 backup plans. That's why I do writing, this podcast. I'm making a cartoon right now. I'm working on it. I play video games for YouTube. I make music. I have an album out right now. And starting next week, I'll be getting back into streaming on Twitch. And so that's six things right now that I'm working on, or I'm trying to work on. But as you've probably figured out by now, a big thing that has been plaguing my different projects that I'm working on is procrastination. Procrastination is a big problem of mine because I'm in like a love-hate relationship with the stuff that I'm doing, because one morning I'll wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning to take a picture outside because I have a good idea for an album cover, and then I'll work all day. I'll get really far in my stuff, and I'm like, all right, cool, we're getting going. Like, this is finally it. And then the next morning, I won't wake up until noon, and then I'll do like an hour of work, and then absolutely nothing all day. And then it'll be like that for a few days, and then I'll get back into the groove for like a day or two, and then it's just a back and forth. It's an in and out. I'm sure a lot of people have been there, and that's kind of why I'm making this video, because I'm trying to get out of it, and I'm hoping with the solutions that I've come up with to get myself out of it, I can help other people who are interested out of it as well. And I know it sounds like I'm doing a lot, but if you don't believe me on this whole procrastination thing, today is Sunday, June 28th. It is 10 p.m., and this video that you're watching right now is supposed to come out in, 8 hours? So I've had so long to make a video for this week, and I actually had an idea planned for this week. I just didn't get to it in time. So I'm replacing it with this whole idea of trying to battle procrastination and figure out a way out of this little hole that I'm in. There. Now you have some background information if you don't know who I am, and you're just here trying to figure out for yourself what to even do in this type of situation. Because I know procrastination is a thing for a lot of people who are trying to work on their own projects. Specifically, especially if you work for yourself or if you work at home, procrastination could be a big problem. Because, like, obviously, if you work at a job, you work for the job, and like your motivation to get out of bed in the morning is not getting fired. And then, of course, once you're there, there's not really much procrastinating you can do. I'm not saying that like people who are working jobs like that can't procrastinate, because obviously once you get home you're like, oh, I worked all day, now I don't really have the energy to do stuff around the house. Like, while you're doing the work at your job, maybe some stuff's being like by like around the house or whatever. Like, I'm sure everybody has been in a spot where procrastination has been a real battle. And so I can't help everybody, because my level and form of procrastination is going to be different from a lot of yours. But the solution, or some possible solutions I can come up with, might be general enough to help a lot of people out of this problem. One thing I've tried doing is making a list. And now I can't really show you because like my phone is being used right now to record this video. But one thing that I try every single time I get into one of these situations is I try to go into my notes app and make a checklist. Like, right before bed, I go to my notes app, I make a checklist of everything that I want to get done the next day. And then when I close the notes app, put my phone away and try to go to sleep, that is the very last time that note gets opened. And then I was even like, okay, maybe it's the fact that my phone gets clicked off and then I'm not looking at the list, or I'm not reminded of the list the next day when I actually have to go to do it. So what I'll do is I'll make a sticky note list. I'll like a list on a sticky note because I got a pad of sticky notes. I'll make a list on a sticky note and I'll fill the sticky note with things that I could do because I'm what I'm thinking is if it can fit on a sticky note, I could do it in a day. So what I did was I did that. I put it on my door, my bedroom door. It's literally right here. It's right here. And so I can't leave my room without seeing it. And what did I do this morning? I got up, I went up to my door, I just opened it, and I went out, I got some water, I came back in, I went back to bed. I went back to my bed. I just ignored the list. So what is a list if it's not something that I feel is worth filling out for the day? Because I would love more than anything for everything on that list to be done. The problem is just getting the energy and the drive to do it. And a big problem with that is when I have a lot of these like things that I want to do, the problem is actually getting up and doing it. Because once I start doing it, I go on a roll. Like if I have a chapter in my book I want to write, I'm like, I don't really know what I would write. I don't even know what I would say. But then when I actually sit down and start writing the book, I can get like 5, 10 pages done in an hour, which is a lot. But like I just start cruising. And the big thing, or the big problem that I've noticed based on that logic is just doing the thing. And so what I'm thinking is what can I do, or how can I motivate myself to get started? Because once I get started, I can get going. And here's something that worked for me, for a problem I had that I'm hoping can lead to other ideas that other people might have to solve that sort of problem if you're in a similar boat. And it's for a while, for literally years, I would be get in such a habit of setting an alarm on my phone to go off Monday through Friday whenever I have class or whatever, and then just clicking my power button and snoozing it. And the problem with that is I've done it so many times that now when my alarm goes off, I just reach for my phone and I press the button. It's become such a habit that I do it in my sleep. I don't even wake up. Like me in my sleep, hears the alarm, reaches for my phone, presses the button, retracts my arm, and just continues being asleep. I don't even remember turning my alarm off, like ever. But eventually, like it wakes me up. And how I survived school was eventually it would wake me up enough times that I would just get up on time and get to class. It's a miracle I was never like significantly late. But anyway, how I solved that was I was thinking, I'm so used to the alarm tones on my phone. There's got to be a way that like I can change the alarm tone to like be weird or abnormal enough for my brain to be like, "What's that?" and then actually turn on and become aware of the fact that I need to wake up and get going. So, what I did was I went into my shortcuts app on my phone and I set it so at a certain time every weekday, an album or my playlist on Apple Music would play and my music would wake me up. And that's actually been working because number one, my music's really good. Not my music, but like the music I listen to is really good. And so that gets me going. But also, it's different. It's not the same alarm tones that my brain has gotten used to. So it snaps up and it's like, what is this? Like it knows what the music is, but it doesn't it it's not gonna snooze it like it's used to. And also, the way I would snooze it is just pressing the power button, like clicking the power button. That's such an easy thing to do. My phone's obviously the camera, but I'm gonna take this Old Spice stick that I have and just like reaching for something, clicking it, and like retracting your arm is the easiest thing ever. And that's something I can't do because just pressing the power button isn't going to pause the music. I have to actually open my phone screen to pause the music, and then the light from my phone is going to maybe wake me up a little bit more or make it a little bit more difficult to actually fall back into the sleep that I just came out of. Now, I'm hoping that all makes sense. So where I'm going with this is if you want to get out of a routine, throw in something abnormal that one you can't control when it happens, such as the music alarm that I've created, and two, is so abnormal that it jolts you and makes you actually like makes the gears turn. And then once the gears start turning, you're like, okay, I gotta actually sit down and do some work, or I gotta get up and go clean, or I gotta get up and fill out my resume and get some job applications out there, like stuff like that, like stuff that is abnormal, that it takes you out of the mundane routine nature that you're used to, and actually gets your brain working. And then once your brain starts working, you can actually get started. And then once you get started, you're on a rhythm. You're going down the hill, and you're getting your work done. I don't know. So that worked for me waking up. I know not a lot of people have like Apple Music or have Spotify or even enjoy listening to music, but maybe you can change your alarm tone on your phone, because I know a lot of phones it's really easy to, well, if it's not really easy, you can just look up a tutorial, but change your alarm tone to like a custom thing that snaps you out in a weird way. That's like, oh, that's not a normal alarm tone. Does that make sense? Even if it's just a voice recording of you saying, hey, wake up, you got to do this, this, and this. That might actually be a really good idea. Like, take a voice recording of yourself saying, hey, you got to wake up and start your laundry. Hey, you got to wake up because you got a meeting at 8 o'clock. Like, change your alarm to what you need to do for the day, so then you very like first frame when you wake up, you're thinking about that. Does that make sense? I think that would be a really cool idea. I don't know if I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stick to my music because my music gets me going. But for people who aren't as into music as I am, hey, that could work. And a big thing, a big thing that helped me get up in the morning was the sunlight. And I noticed that whenever I have my curtains open, when the sun comes up, is usually when I come up. And a big problem is during the summer, when I have my lights on in my room at night, the bugs are attracted to my window, and then since I have my AC in, I'm trying to guide it with my hand for audio listeners, so bear with me here. But since I have my AC in, the two like halves of my window are like overlapping, and in that overlap is when little bugs come into my room. And so I put that little black piece of paper over my window, so not a lot of light escapes my room, but that also means that in the morning, not a lot of light comes in. So maybe if I'm starting to have a hard time getting up in the morning, what I should do is at night before I go to sleep, I should open my window. So one, the light wakes me up in the morning, and two, I'm less likely to turn my light on in my room, because then I would have to, because right now the paper is like clipped up to where it is to right above the AC. So if I clip it up higher, it then becomes work to unclip it, lower it to where I want it, and so I'm less likely to actually turn my lights back on or turn my computer back on at night and actually go to bed, because that's something I also struggle with, is actually, turning the screens off, um, and trying to get some sleep, especially when I'm tired, because I always just push myself to watch one more video on the internet or play one more game with my friends. Love my friends. Um, this is not a dig at them, but I've been playing a lot of games with them lately, staying up late. And I'm a grown ass adult. I should go to bed when I wanna. So, or go to bed when I need to, I guess is a better way to put it. But yeah, routines are great, but if you're not used to doing a lot of work for yourself, like me, uh, they can lead to a lot of procrastinative tendencies that become very dangerous for work ethic and getting projects done. So, the best way to do that is to break that routine by throwing some abnormal things. I don't know. I'm no psychiatrist. Psychiatrist. I'm no what psychologist. I don't know. I don't know the word for it, but I'm no like expert in this sort of thing. This is just stuff that I've noticed is helping me. So maybe you can take my best explanations for what's been going on and how I think it's been helping me, and maybe try to apply it to whatever you're doing to try to better yourself or get rid of that procrastinative monster that I'm sure either lives or has lived inside of all of us. So what am I doing exactly? I put together a list, but it's more or less a schedule that I'm going to follow to try to get my work done. So right now, what are the things I'm working on long term? I'm working on anomalies, which I'm on chapter 7. I'm writing chapter 7 right now. I'm in the middle of that. I'm doing the podcast, which I'm so behind that I'm working on tomorrow's video right now. 8 hours before it's supposed to go up. So that's gonna have to. I'm gonna have to spend the next week trying to get caught up on videos for that, I think. And then animation, I'm working on episode 1 of a mini cartoon called That's a Hoot. I think I talked about it a little bit in a different video. I don't really feel like pointing you to that. It's just a cartoon about owls that I'm working on right now. I've spent the last like week and a half on an episode, and I've only gotten like 40 seconds animated. So that tells you how that's going. Gaming, I want to do a lot more gaming videos. Right now I have one gaming video scheduled, and that's this Thursday's video. So I'm hoping to get pretty ahead on that. I'm working on my second album. I've already got one album out, and right now I'm in the middle of my second album, which, God, the file for that is being held together by Band-Aids and Elmer's glue. So that tells you how that's going. I'm going to try to get a single from that out in July, which is in a couple of days, which is my birthday, July 1st. I'm turning 20, and I feel like I know 20 isn't like that crazy. I mean, it's pretty crazy, but I feel like I should be a lot further along, right? Probably not, but like what am I doing right now? I don't have a job. I'm working for myself, and based on everything I just told you, like that's it. Like I'm not really doing much, and for people who are actually getting what I am doing and the stuff I am finishing, that's 263 last I checked. 263 people, um, which is probably mostly bots, mostly people who just subscribed off of one of my YouTube shorts and then just like forgot they were subscribed to me or subscribed to so many people they just like don't even remember who. It's just so many random people that subscribe to. I'm just like lost in that sea of people. And what's really cool is a lot of people have been watching my videos lately. So maybe that's not the case because I have been getting like up to like 100 views per video last couple of videos, and that's been great. I'm not saying I don't appreciate. Goodness, I'm not saying I don't appreciate all the people who have been watching my content and are subscribed and have been liking it and have been excited for Thursdays 6 p.m. when I drop a new gaming video or whatever. But it's just I think that's also another thing that's like discouraging. Trying to do what I do is early on, it's such a struggle to get your name out there. And it doesn't help that I'm so procrastinative. There's so many like outlets I can go to, like TikTok or Instagram or Facebook or going out in person. Going out in person's a big one, but there's so many things I could do to get my name out there that I'm just not doing. And it's because I'm so procrastinative and I'm finding a hard time actually getting up and learning how to get my name out there and how to do these things and actually doing the things. And a lot of that procrastination comes from I think this little bug in the back of my head that's saying like these podcast videos I'm just spitting into the void. Nobody's actually listening and like I don't know. It's like 200 is a lot, but it's not a million, right? Like it's hard not thinking, who's really like listening to this podcast? Who's really listening to my music? And frankly, there are people out there listening to my music. There's at least like two, three, four, five people a day listening to my music, whether that's from the album, the EP, one of my singles. Like it's not a lot, but there are people out there. So what I got to do is I got to remember that if it's 1, 2, 3, 10 people, those are people who I don't want to let down, and I'm hoping against hope, that's not happening. Does that make sense? Where am I going? I'm just yapping. I'm just saying stuff. Oh, it's been a weird couple of months because I went from living on a campus, walking everywhere I went, to sitting at a desk all day. Sitting at a desk all day, um, gaining back some of the weight that I've lost, going out and walking, which has kind of been discouraging. But you know, this is all stuff that I'm kind of doing to myself, and it's becoming a vicious cycle. And through these abnormal things that I'm gonna try to introduce my brain to really kick this habit, um, I'm gonna do that. So I've made a couple of promises to myself, and right now, right here, I'm gonna make these promises to you. Promise number one: this is a schedule I put together. Um, with the schedule, I'm gonna spend 2 hours a day on each of the things. Music isn't on here. That's just going to be its own thing. From 8 to 10 in the morning, I'm going to be writing my book. from 10 to 12 in the morning, I'm going to be focusing on this podcast. And like, it's not going to take me 2 hours every day of the week to get ahead on a podcast. So I'm going to cut lunch in there somewhere. 12 to 2 in the afternoon every day, I'm going to work on animation, trying to get that going. 2 to 4 every day, I'm going to work, playing video games, which like it doesn't sound crazy, but it's what gets the views. It's what gets people watching. And I'm hoping if I do enough cool ideas in video games, then people will watch them and hopefully stick around for the other categories as well. And then starting next week, 4 to 6 every weekday, I'm going to be live streaming on Twitch. I know I've made like 4 or 5 freaking videos about this, about my live stream schedule and how inconsistent it is, but I got it this time. Oh, I got it this time. This time it's gonna be 5 days out of the week. It's gonna be noon Eastern. That's what it's gonna be every single day. And I feel so bad for anybody who stumbles upon one of those videos. It's like, oh, interesting. I'm gonna watch this guy's live streams every Saturday at noon. And then I'm not live Saturday at noon, and they're like, what the heck? So maybe I should go back, cut some of my videos so I can keep some continuity on this channel. But this is I don't know. This is just a rough draft of a schedule I put together, and hopefully, if I can follow this schedule every day, starting tomorrow, I'll actually get some stuff done. I'll actually get somewhere with my projects and all of the big, cool, long-term things that I've been working on. Um, I can finally share it with you guys. So, promise number 1, I'm going to start following this schedule every single weekday. I'm not going to spend an hour writing a book and then get on Minecraft. I'm not going to I'm sorry to my friends, but if I'm in the middle of something, I'm not going to just oh, my friends are doing something. Yeah, I'm going to get on. I'm going to hop on. I'm going to see what they're up to. Like I know it doesn't seem super important because like there's obviously way more important things I could be doing with my life. Like people who are doing actual jobs and actual like physical work, like saving lives and stuff. Obviously, that's like way more important. So it's hard to look at what I do and think, oh yeah, he probably can't join us today, so because he's like doing something important. But it's important to me, and I just got to do it. I'm just gonna do it. Where am I going with this? I don't remember. But yeah, I'm gonna follow this schedule. I'm not gonna goof off in the middle. The only goofing off I'm gonna be doing is eating lunch, if you know what I'm saying, because boys got to eat. But yeah, I'm going to follow the schedule. That's promise number 1. Promise number 2. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get dressed every day. I'm going to make my bed every day, which is hard because it's backed into a corner and it's hard to get like that back side of it. Like it's hard to make a bed when not both sides are open. But I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it every single day because it's hard, because it's particularly harder than most beds. And yeah, promise number 3. I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. every morning. I'm going to start eating breakfast. I'm going to start going for walks. I'm going to shrink this number that you're looking at on your screen that you can't see if you're on the podcast, the audio version. Whatever this number is, it's on a scale. It's how much I weigh right now. I think I'm 5'11", maybe 6 foot. I haven't measured my height in a while, but this weight and this height, in my head, for me, for you, it might be perfect. And if it is, that's great for you. But for me, I don't think they go well together. So I'm gonna work on myself. And I know this is really veered into like becoming about me and how I'm gonna fix it. So how can you fix procrastination? I have no idea. I don't know who you are. You don't know who I am. I mean, you know a lot about who I am now, I'm sure, because you've gotten this far into the video. But I have no idea who you are, what your situation is. Um, so I'm just hoping that a lot of the solutions I've come up with for myself in my situation can at least inspire some ideas for you and how you can fix your procrastinative tendencies if you have any. If you don't, I don't know why you're this far into the video right now, but I do appreciate it. And so if you've gotten this far and you're just looking for some advice, best advice I can give you is to set goals, throw some abnormality into your life, and make promises to people who matter to you. Even if it's just like sit somebody you care about down and be like, look, I have to do this today. So I promise you it's going to get done. And when you're goofing off playing video games or watching TV, instead of doing the thing that you should be doing, think about that person and obviously make it like a low stakes thing so you're not actually letting them down. But no, like think about that promise and think, hey, I promised this person I would do it, so I'm going to do it. Is that a good idea? I don't really know. I'm no doctor. I'm just a writer, yapper, animator, gamer, musician, streamer who hasn't really been doing much of any of that lately because I'm here. I'm trying to find my footing. And hopefully, now that I'm turning 20, I'll be doing that. But yeah, I won't be doing any of that if not for you. So thank you so much for watching, making it this far into the video, getting my watch time up. And I hope in return I've given you some good advice that can help you through whatever you may be going through or whatever struggles you may have getting out of bed in the morning, getting dressed in the morning, just doing anything throughout the day. I hope I've come up with some good ideas, and I hope I can help. I'm so tired, but I'm going to stop it right there. I'm going to edit this video. I'm going to go to bed, and I'm going to wake up at 6 a.m. I'm going to do everything on the schedule, and I'm going to keep that promise because at the end of the day, I'm going to make a YouTube post talking about everything I did throughout the day. That's not going to be an everyday thing. That's just going to be tomorrow, and hopefully it's something that sticks. If it doesn't, I'll just have to figure something out. But due to the promises that I've made you, my friends, my family, possibly my fans, or some random strangers, I promise that I'm going to kick procrastination. And I hope you can too. Thank you so much for listening to Authonies Radio. And I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
I don't wanna go back. I don't wanna find you. If I saw you with anyone, I don't know what I'd do. If you told me you were just friends, I don't think I could tell.